Welcome to the Digital Maddie Show with your host and host Mitthyl, a show made exclusively for solopreneurs, artists, and coaches who want to build their digital empire. With 15 plus years of business experience, I cover topics on personal branding, content creation, and digital marketing on this show and invite many experts who share the same passion like mine. Today, we have an amazing guest on our show. She is already into the studio. Let's welcome her.
You are listening to the Digital Maddie Show with Digital Mitthyl.
So as promised, we have on our show none other than Jessica. It's been a long time that I was waiting for this interview to happen. And finally, we are here.
So
Welcome,
excited
Jessica.
to be here. Thank you. I can't wait for this conversation.
Awesome. So Jessica, I would request you to share a bit of your backstory. But before you do that, let me just give a little bit of introduction to our viewers. So hey everyone, she is Jessica. So she works with people who want to change the world to help them be more effective in their work, with families to help them create the home routine and system to ensure that they have more joy and ease in their family life. I just love the word system. So more power to you, Jessica.
Thanks. I love systems too. My favorite thing. So it's nice to be here. So I'm Jessica Eastman Stewart, and a little bit more than a decade ago, I was a classroom teacher and then was a co-founder of a nonprofit education organization. And I spent over a decade leading that organization and helping it grow and leading teams. And as of about last year, I am running my own business to support families to have, more joy and ease in their lives, and support and coach leaders of nonprofits and businesses. And it is just such a joy. I have two little kids, ages 5 and 7, and I am talking to you from Oakland, California in the USA.
Wow, Jessica. I have an 8-year-old daughter. So I know this young kids are like full of energy, and we always have to be on toes to be with them.
That's for sure.
All right. So, Jessica, since you focus more on, kind of a work-life balance and polishing it. So why, let me ask you a question, Jessica. Why should professionals who want to be more effective and productive, they have to take time for a polish week, maybe once or twice a year?
That's a great question. So the polish week idea came up a handful of years ago for me. With my team. And essentially, when I say polish up, what I mean is taking a little time from your normal day-to-day work to actually clean up your routines and systems and information so that every other day following is a lot more efficient and productive. And so as an individual and a team leader, it's just really important to make time to do that kind of work, even as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, because when we don't have routines and systems that are working, we can just, everything we do just takes a little longer than it needs to. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, here's a little bit about what it looks like for me and my team. So typically, I would have my team do this a couple times a year. In the US, the good times for us would be maybe the first week of July. There's some holidays, so it would often be a downtime, summer weather. And then another time in December when we also have some more holidays and a lot of folks are taking time off and things are a little bit slower. So we would take time and essentially take care of all the things that you feel like you don't have time to do in the day-to-day. You need to update your computer software and you keep saying later. This is the time to actually do that. It's the time to bookmark the things in your computer browser that you are most going to use. It is the time to update that database so that your information is actually correct. It's the time to take everything off your desk, wipe it down, and only put back the things you really need. So you've got a nice clean workspace. If you've got a work bag, it's probably got, a business card from a conference like 3 years ago in it, and you don't even remember who Joe is. So clean that bag out and get your work systems kind of cleaned up and ready to be more and more efficient every day.
So basically, Jessica, this is nothing but a simple foundation, or I can say common sense, but which is not common in common people. And that's why we need to take a week off from the entire year to do those common sense things.
That's
I
right.
hope I'm hitting the right buttons.
Yes, I exactly. And it looks different for everybody depending on the work that you do. For some people, one of the things getting in their way is notifications popping up on their computer or their phone. And this is the time when you take 10 minutes to go in and turn those off, because those are interrupting your work and your flow, and you're not being able to do the quality work you want to do. You might need to unsubscribe from all those email newsletters that you're not looking at and that are just cluttering up your digital life. These are the things that can be hard to feel like to take time in the day to day, and taking time to say, you know what, I'm going to pause and really take time to clean up all these things so that I can just go faster for the rest of the weeks of the year.
Absolutely, Jessica. But now, Jessica, you must be getting this kind of questions very often that during pandemic and after pandemic, the world has completely changed. The concept has completely changed of working as well as with the productivity. So many a times people may not be able to, take a complete week off. So what would you recommend if people cannot find the full week to make space for polishing up their work life? So how can they do it then?
That's great. So I totally understand that. It is difficult to find a whole week. And as a team leader, I really tried to protect that for our team because I saw the benefits and we did it. But finding an entire week can be really tricky. So don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good here. So if you can't find a week, find 2 days, find 1 day. Could you take an afternoon? You could make a lot of progress in an afternoon. What if you did 30 minutes every afternoon? When your energy is kind of low, that would be a good time to clean off that desk or click unsubscribe on 10 more email newsletters, So you can build this in to every week, every day. I found that taking an entire week allows you to really just get a huge amount of progress done. But if you can't do that, then think about what you can do and don't say, I can't do a whole week, so I better do nothing. You can do something and it will make a difference.
Absolutely. So totally get it, Jessica. You also mentioned in one of the earlier conversations about team leaders and people who are leading people. They have to multitask a lot of things and they have to handle a lot of team members. So for those who are leading teams, how do you recommend they implement this, what you have just shared with us, across even the team members? Not just keep it to themselves, but also make it a point to share it with the team so that entire team becomes flawless.
Great. So leading this as a team leader is actually, it's great because you have often the power to actually tell folks they have permission to pause and clean up their system. So use that power for good. And one of the things I would do as a team leader that was a lot of fun was we would actually take a spreadsheet and everybody's name would go across the top and all the tasks that we were going to do would go down the side in the rows. And we would essentially keep updated. So we all had that spreadsheet open during the week. And as we were, I've unsubscribed from unnecessary emails, I would change that one to yes. And we could see the counts at the top, like how many tasks do I have left to go on Polish Week? And, we could see how many we'd accomplished already as a whole team. And there's a little bit of competition, like who's going to get through things first, because we weren't just polishing our own systems. There were things that we were doing. We were unsubscribing from emails and cleaning off our desks, but we were also doing things like, hey, we have a big program coming next week and we need to figure out which of these 200 people we should invite to come to it. And so that might be a good time for us to each go into that and mark who we think we should invite. So we also did some shared teamwork that allowed us to clean up our collective systems together, or clean up our shared Google Drive, to make sure that wasn't a mess. So there were some shared things that we did. And it took, a team leader saying, it's okay, you can not do that. And you can say no to that meeting, and we're going to cancel the team meeting, and take the power that you have to give people the permission to do that, but also the accountability. That spreadsheet allowed folks to know, I can't just go off and go to the beach this week. Maybe I can if I get done a little early, but I also, it's the expectation that I will get through this list of things that are going to make my systems and my team systems work better for the rest of the year.
So all the team leaders, if you're listening to this particular episode or watching this, please follow what Jessica is saying right now. Thank you, Jessica, for this lovely insight that you just gave us.
Thank you. It's fun to talk
Jessica,
about College Week.
Absolutely. So Jessica, now we come to the end of phase 1 of the interview. Let's go ahead with the phase 2. And phase 2 is rapid fire round. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and I'm not going to give you time to think. What is the answer that pops in your head at the very first time? Just feel free to say that.
Okay.
So let's the fun begin. Are you ready?
All right. Yes.
Awesome. So let's go with the very first one. And this is one question that I asked to almost all my guests. So what is the one thing that you're going to put on your bucket list in 2022?
I want to drive down Highway 1 in California in a convertible.
Wow. Lovely. Which convertible?
Ooh, whatever one I can get a rental car, which is hard to do in 2022.
Absolutely. All right. So let's go to the second question. So, all right. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Organized, joyful, thoughtful.
Lovely. All right. So let's come to LA now. So if a movie was supposed to be made on your life, what genre will it be, and who would play your character?
Ooh, maybe a romantic comedy and Kate Winslet.
I had the same name in my mind.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's so funny.
All right, let's go to the 4th question. So who do you admire the most?
President Obama.
Yes. Wonderful. All right, let's come to, I'm not going to ask you 5, I'm going to ask you 6.
Okay.
Because you are also a super mom. So who is your favorite superhero and why?
I think I have to say Wonder Woman because, in a time when most superheroes were male, Wonder Woman was there showing girls like me that we could also be powerful and save the world.
Absolutely. Super cool. So I hope you have your lasso with you.
I do. It's in the other room.
Okay. All right. So let's come to the last question now, Jessica. So who is your favorite cartoon character and why?
Ooh. Maybe my kids were recently into Paw Patrol. So I really liked Sky, who was the helicopter pup.
Okay. That's a cute cartoon. That's really a cute cartoon.
It is.
So thank you, Jessica, for participating in the rapid fire round. It was fun for me, and I'm sure it must be for you too.
Yes, it was. I enjoyed it so much.
Awesome. So Jessica, all the people who are watching or listening to this particular episode, if they have to connect with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, they're great. There's a couple things. So first of all, for anybody who is interested in Polish Week, I actually have a checklist that folks can get that they can then use whatever is on the checklist that's helpful and add their own ideas to it. So it's a Google Doc and people can just modify it. So that is easy to find. It's at bit.ly/Polish Week. So all lowercase, bit.ly/Polish Week. I hope folks find that useful for anybody who wants to implement Polish Week for themselves or for a team. And then if folks want to connect with me, I am on Instagram at Joyfully Managed Family. And I share tips every day about how to live life with more joy and ease. And then I also have a weekly newsletter called the Friday 5, and it's 5 tips for living a more joyful and easy life. And it's free, and folks can sign up on my website, which is jessicaeastmanstewart.com. So I'd love to have anybody on my email friends, as I like to call them, because I love sharing 5 tips every Friday.
Awesome. So guys, the link will be available in the description. So do check out the checklist and do subscribe to the newsletter. I'm sure that's going to be very powerful. The word itself was tingling. Friday 5. Lovely.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. So Jessica, before we end this particular episode, what is the one message that you would like to share with our audiences?
I think I'd like to share that, taking time, even 2 or 3 minutes to bookmark that document, to turn off those notifications, to organize a couple files will make a difference. So if you feel like you don't have time to do any of that, you do. Find a few minutes, and anything that you do, and we've all experienced it, when you finally clean out that drawer and it looks nice and organized, how amazing that feels. Apply that to your work life, and it will pay dividends every day moving forward. You can find that time.
Awesome. It's a wonderful message. Thank you so much, Jessica, first of all, for taking time and sharing so much lovely inputs with all of us. And I'm sure people, if they implement it and have their own polished week, I think they're gonna escalate to the next level and will improve their productivity and efficiency. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you so much.
So you have just listened to the Digital Maddie Show with your host and host, Mitthyl. Thank you so much for listening to our show and giving so much love. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on the podcast platform that you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. So this is Mitthyl signing off with Jessica at the moment. Until next time, meet you soon with another guest and their exciting stories. But until then, keep rocking, stay safe, and don't forget to keep creating content.